Yesterday saw Bitcoin and stocks plunge. Right now, the markets are reeling, and there is a very specific reason this is happening. And you won't believe what it is. And I'll just say this right now. It does not bode well for the long-term prospects of the bull run if one thing happens. But don't fear. I'm going to tell you that even though this is a terrible sign, I'm still bullish. Let's get it. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I tell you what is happening in crypto. And today, we have some incredibly interesting data on the market and the future price of Bitcoin. And let's just say, it may have something to do with a house that is white. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you exactly when you should look to pull out of the crypto markets. Surprise, they don't go up forever, despite what the stock market has done over the last few years. But first, let's check out the markets. Right now, Bitcoin is coming in at $10,723 at the time of this recording. After the presidential debate last night, which we'll get into later, the price of Bitcoin dropped to as low as $10,669. While it's rebounded a bit this morning, it feels like we are on shaky ground. Ultimately, I do believe, though, that we will be going up from here. Maybe we could see $10,500, but if we are going to see the Bitcoin market do something similar to what it has done in the past, I do not see another huge drop coming till after we have another big leg up. If you want to take advantage of a big move in either direction, you can do that by visiting Bybit at bybit.bitboy.live. Stay tuned later on this week for some big news I have about a collaboration with Bybit. And of course, make sure to always be safe when trading. Never risk more than you can afford to lose. So let's go ahead and check out the crypto markets. The overall market cap is coming in at $343 billion, a 1% decrease over yesterday. BTC dominance is up slightly at 57.7%. Bitcoin dominance, of course, is the percentage of the market that Bitcoin has. Right now, the score is 57.7% Bitcoin versus 42.3% altcoins, if my maths are correct. Hopefully it holds up. But keep in mind, I'm neither a financial advisor nor an algebra teacher. As for the top 10, only Bitcoin SV has seen an increase over the last 24 hours, gaining 2.3%. Polkadot took the worst hit yesterday as it was down 5.4%. Sometimes the best indicator of the health of the market isn't necessarily the amount that, let's say, Bitcoin plunges. The best indicator is looking at the overall numbers for the market, how many projects are in red. That's important. Looking down the list a bit further, Cardano actually fell back out of the top 10 and is currently ranked at number 11, while CRO has once again broken into the top 10. Quite a tug of war between those two coins. We'll actually have some more info on crypto.com and CRO and the wallet a little later in this video, but in a different video next week, look for a big update on Cardano. So the big news yesterday was, of course, the big debate. One thing's for sure, though. Whether you're a fan of Donald Trump or Joe Biden, last night's presidential debate looked more like a mud wrestling match than a debate, which is why some people aren't a fan of either.
Hey, sure.
Joe, you're the
I want to make sure.
graduated last in your class, not first in your class.
But hey, I don't mind a good mudslinging. Being presidential is just some made-up term, which means make sure to be pretentious. But only a few people out there like what is real. They love pretentiousness and facades, and who loves to be more uppity than stock investors and Bitcoin whales? And they did not like what they saw last night. We saw Bitcoin plunge, and stock market investors lose confidence in what they were watching on that stage. Trump was his normal brash self, and Joe Biden showed he has a fiery side as well, as he called President Trump a clown and actually told him to shut up. I got in trouble for saying that when I was a kid. The general sentiment after the debate was that there was too much arguing and speaking over one another between the three debaters, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and Chris Wallace. There was also not enough depth on the issues. Joe Biden tried to turn every question into the number of people who died from the pandemic. My favorite quote from the debate was from Joe Biden, where he said, "Out of the 200,000 people who died from COVID, how many survived?" I got a good laugh there, but Trump did his own avoiding of issues by making every question seemingly circle back to Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, and his dealings with Ukraine, Moscow, and his cocaine problem.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Now, this is only the first of multiple debates, so there's a lot more we have to learn about these candidates. However, We already established in a video a few weeks ago that the markets are betting on Joe Biden to win. But a Biden win would be disastrous in the immediate short term, the stock market, and we all know there's still correlation to Bitcoin. Ultimately, the economy is heading for a crash, one way or another. But a Trump win would most likely mean a market crash later on down the road during his term, which hopefully will be after the peak of the bull market. Now, the timing of all this is absolutely fascinating because a Trump win could mean the economy crash, possibly next year, could coincide with the peak of the bull market, possibly even sparking the next bear winter. Crazy when you think about that. While many people will tell you a market and economy crash would be great for Bitcoin, weird. How did that work out for you guys in March? The market's good now, but guess what? So is the stock market. That correlation thing just doesn't seem to go away, no matter how many of those maxis pray to old Bitcoin Buddha. One of the best indicators for presidential elections is the betting odds. These are drastically different from polling sites and analytics sites with political biases like 538 from Nate Silver. We saw what a flop that was in the last presidential election. These odds are gambling odds based on people putting money into the election results. Look at the crazy movement last night in the middle of the debate. Red, of course, is Trump, and blue is Biden. Now, one of the more interesting things here, though, is that in spite of Biden's better odds to win, the majority of money is coming in on Donald Trump's side. It's usually a pretty good indicator for sentiment. Personally, I've been on record as saying, fundamentally, there is virtually no way Trump loses. This has nothing to do with policy or my personal political stance. It's strictly historical based on a myriad of factors we talked about in the earlier reference video. So ultimately, I believe he'll win. And November is when the price of Bitcoin is supposed to see a big spike. A Trump win will definitely exacerbate a market surge. No question about that, really. A Biden win would tank the markets in the short term, and many predict would lead to a quicker economic collapse. And listen, not political. I'm not saying I favor one over the other. These are the words from market analysts, so don't shoot the messenger. So ultimately, this is how I see things playing out. We have a big leg up in October, followed by a short correction. In November, Trump wins the election, and the markets surge. Bitcoin ultimately begins climbing to all-time highs that it reaches in December before blasting off and going parabolic in January. Price will continue to climb and hit six figures around May and $200,000 around July to August of next year. Altcoin season will begin in July, and we will see projects 30 to 100xing on the regular. In August, Bitcoin will pull back. Altcoins will go parabolic like you've never seen before, and the peak of the bull market will be on September 28th, 2021. Then we will see the worst bear winter of our lifetime. The numbers will be dramatic. Next week, I'm going to do a video updating you guys on why that September 28th date is so important. Basically, exactly a year from now. I'll explain why you need to exit approaching that date. Lastly, I want to bring up Crypto.com's DeFi wallet. We haven't actually touched on this on the channel yet. Crypto.com has had some interesting changes over the last month. We did a review a few months ago of the Crypto.com wallet. Now, this is not the same app as the Crypto.com app. It was called the Crypto.com wallet, but they've since renamed it to the DeFi wallet. As you can see, there's a lot of Crypto.coms in there. But they changed it to the DeFi wallet to emphasize the user custody wallet will also serve as a place where they can gain user-friendly access to decentralized finance. Users do not even need a Crypto.com account to use it. But this month, they made a big announcement as 37 new tokens were added to the wallet, bringing the total amount of supported coins to 78. To be clear, you own your own private keys on this wallet, putting you truly in charge of your crypto. Some of the newest supported coins include Uniswap, one of the hottest projects out right now. We'll have more on that in Crypto.com later in the week. Now, along with the Crypto.com app, the DeFi wallet, the exchange, and more, you can also spend your crypto with a Crypto.com card. This is vitally important, of course, during a bull run, as spending your crypto is akin to selling the top, which helps you lock in profits. If you want to get $50 for free and try the card, you can do that by visiting mcocard.bitboy.live. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.